And a Sony chase over 2 miles 3.5 furlongs. Number 1 is One Man, the dual King George winner of 18 of his 32 starts to date, and £324,362 in prize money. Number 2 is Signor Albertruti, who's won 9 out of 27. Graham Bradley in the saddle. Tony Dobbin, of course, rides One Man. And Signor Albertruti has accumulated prize money of 140,000. And a little bit more. And number 3 is Strong Promise, carrying the colours of Jeff Hubbard. Already been successful here this afternoon. Norman Williamson in the saddle, and Strong Promise has won 8 of his 23 outings, including this race last year.
Well, the news down here is that the early strength in Strong Promise is slightly evaporating. 5 to 4 was taken, but he's drifted out generally to 11 to 8 now. And after 2 to 1, One Man was shown, quite a few people came in. He's generally now 13 to 8, and in quite a few places 6 to 4. So they may not end up too much apart at the end. Out to the outsider of 3, Signor Albertruti, 100 to 30. But it could even be that they'll go off joint favourites if they don't get off in the next minute.
Front, but Norman Williamson on. Strong Promise on the right is awake to the move. 6 out. One Man jumps it well, but Strong Promise is going well on the far side. They're about 6 or 8 lengths to Signor Albertruti, who's struggling. Coming towards 5 out now. One Man joined by Strong Promise the far side. They touch down almost together. They're about 8 or 10 lengths to Signor Albertruti as they come to the last of the ditches. 4 out. One Man on the left. On the right is Strong Promise, who's going great guns. A long gap in the field then to Signor Albertruti, but 3 left to jump in the Comet and Sony chase. One Man and Strong Promise together. It's One Man on the left who lands over to fractional leader from Strong Promise, about 15 lengths to Signor Albertruti. They're on the turn for home in the Comet and Sony chase, and on the far side it's One Man who turns the corner now about 1.5 lengths in front. Strong Promise is now shaken up, trying to gather him in. A long gap to Signor Albertruti. They've got 2 left to jump now. One Man on the far side, the leader coming to the last, jumps out to his right, lands over to length in front. Here's Strong Promise with his run there, well clear of Signor Albertruti. One Man shaken up under the whip on the far side. They come towards the last now. Strong Promise on the near side hasn't found as much as expected. As they come towards the last now, One Man draws towards it, jumps it well, lands over at about 6 or 7 lengths in front. Strong Promise has run out of gas. The fitness is starting to tell now, and One Man going away for Tony Dobbin. Goes on to score a good win in the Comet and Sony chase, reverses the tables, goes on to win here. One Man is the winner, second is Strong Promise, a long gap to Signor Albertruti, third. Well, what a race it was. Only 3 runners, but full of interest, chock full of interest all the way. And the winner, number 1, One Man, owned by Mr. John Hales, trained by Gordon Richards and ridden by Tony Dobbin. Second, number 3, Strong Promise, owned and trained by Jeff Hubbard and ridden by Norman Williamson. And third, number 2, Signor Albertruti, owned by Gerard Knock, trained by Mrs. Susan Knock and ridden by Graham Bradley. Chase. First, number 1, One Man at 7 to 4. Second, number 3, Strong Promise, the 5 to 4 favourite. And third, number 2, Signor Albertruti, 100 to 30.